This is Yarns of Chaos, and today let's discuss what would have happened if Katniss and Peeta had eaten the berries. Why did the game makers change their minds again and allow Katniss and Peeta to live? When thinking about what motivated the game makers, we have to keep in mind some basics. The Hunger Games struck fear in the districts and traumatized them every year, but the Hunger Games was both a sport and a TV show to the Capitol and brought them joy. The upper echelon of the Capitol saw the Hunger Games as being necessary to keep the districts oppressed and the Capitol happy. The game makers' job was to design entertainment, not just games. Their assignment is to keep people in the Capitol excited about the games. There is no entertainment value without a winner. So if there was no winner from the districts, then there was no winner in the Capitol. Capitol citizens bet on who will win these games. Hence why each tribute gets a score indicating their chances of success every year. The scores not only gave sponsors a good idea of who to give gifts to, it also gave bettors a good idea of who to put money on. With money in the games, again, if there is no winner from the districts, there is no winner in the Capitol. There has to be a winner. Let's discuss the three choices that the game makers had before them when Katniss presented the berries to Peeta. The game makers could 1. Kill one of them and allow the other to live. 2. Allow both Katniss and Peeta to die. Or 3. Do what they ultimately decided and allow both Katniss and Peeta to walk out alive. Let's review option 1. The game makers kill one of them and allow the other to go back home as victor. Which one they choose would be a separate conversation, but for right now it's irrelevant. Either choice would not go well for the sportsmanship of the Hunger Games. People are betting on these games. If the Capitol decides the victor, what's the point of scoring their tributes and pitting them against one another in an arena full of weapons? Imagine a major worldwide sporting event being tied, and instead of following traditional rules to decide the winner, the hosting country's government decides who the winner is. How well would that sit with fans, especially those who had placed money on players and teams? The game makers broke traditional rules when they decided to promise two victors from the same district could win, then broke their promise when they saw a tie in the games. The potential for Capitol citizens to stop celebrating games or even call for the Hunger Games to be stopped after government interference is highly likely, and we will come back to this in a few. Option 2. Allow both Katniss and Peeta to die. Again, if there's no winner from the districts, there's no winner in the Capitol. If Katniss and Peeta ate the berries, here's what I think would have happened. Seneca Crane would have lived a little longer. Most of the Capitol believed that Katniss and Peeta were really in love. If they had died together with the berries, the Capitol would have spun it as a Romeo and Juliet romance. Many of those Capitol citizens would have said, "Aw, been sad for a while," and then quickly gotten over it. Kind of like when Americans got sad that Kim Kardashian got sunburned while sleeping with her Prada sunglasses on, and then quickly got over it. For the record, I had to Google that since I don't keep up with the Kardashians. However, there would have been a minority within the Capitol that would have been angered that after Katniss and Peeta fought so hard for their love in the arena and shared their romance with the world, that the Capitol took back their vow to allow them to have their happily ever after and put them in a situation where they chose to die instead of living without the other. This minority would feel like Katniss and Peeta deserved to live and marry and have their dreams, but the Capitol took it all away. Unlike the districts, Capitol citizens seemed to have more freedom to speak up when they disagreed with the Capitol's decisions, or at least more than what the districts could get away with. This minority, who would not get over the fact that the Capitol forced Katniss and Peeta into a Romeo and Juliet situation, instead of capitalizing on their romance, would join with a larger mob in the capital, the citizens who are angered that there was no winner at all. They bet good money on these games and nobody won. That just can't be. And in their eyes, the fault would lie with the game makers for changing the rules to allow two tributes to win if they're from the same district, and then breaking that promise to attempt to see Katniss and Peeta fight to the death. The game makers' desire for the best television show possible is what put them in this situation. This crowd would have been furious and they would have been expressing their outrage. No, Victor! We bet money on this! You made them kill themselves and they deserved their happily ever after. Or, at the very least, a lot of people within the capital would have lost interest in the games and wanted them to stop. Because what's the point? There isn't always a winner. What fun is a sport if there's no winner? Or even worse, capital citizens might become empathetic to the districts and not only want the games to stop, but want the districts to be treated with more humanity. They might finally realize that, duh, these are children killing each other on screen. And if any Hunger Games tributes were going to move the capital citizens to empathize with the districts, it was Katniss and Peeta. Not only were they in love, but Katniss showed the reality of the tribute's deaths by grieving on camera when little Rue died. The capital did not see entertainment in that moment. They saw sorrow, mourning, and a desire for freedom from the arena's horror. Not just in that one event, but freedom from it forever. Katniss portrayed what every district felt when their child was killed in the name of the Hunger Games. Now, if the game makers allowed Katniss and Peeta to die after the capital had just seen Katniss's funeral for Rue, there would have been a lot of sympathy from the capital. A little change people can tolerate, but a lot all at once, they would likely ask for or even demand reform. And this is when President Snow would have killed Crane, because Crane created this mess when he allowed for two victors. Katniss and Peeta would have become martyrs before even meeting President Coin, who later tried to turn Katniss into a martyr in Mockingjay. President Coin might have used the Capitol's momentum against the games to seize the power at that point. No need for a rebellion, no need for a war or infiltration of the Capitol. Their own people are tired of the games and want an end to it. Katniss and Peeta died to prove that the games are wrong and that they would rather die together than do what the Capitol said and kill each other. If President Coin in District 13 showed up at that point, it probably would have been over. But if District 13 remained hidden, then the only way that the Capitol could appease its people would be to end the games. And without the games, how would they control the districts? And if the Capitol's people sympathized with the districts, how would President Snow keep from being overthrown? The hope and promise that one tribute comes back home had been constant. And if that was taken away, especially with two tributes that everybody loves, there would be a serious chance of rebellion within the capital and perhaps even the entire nation. This same rebellion might have began if the game makers had killed one tribute and let the other live, no matter which one, because we bet money on a fair game, and it ceased to be a fair game the second the capital decided who the victor would be. And they deserved to live happily ever after, and the capital stole that away. Katniss checkmated the capital. The only way the capital could maintain the status quo was to allow them both to live, but then pressure Katniss and Peeta to live like star-crossed lovers, off camera and on. What do you think would have happened if Katniss and Peeta ate the berries? Let me know in the comments below. Yarns of Chaos is a new channel. Your feedback is necessary for me to know what you like, so please let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you'd enjoy more entertainment fun, be sure to subscribe for more Yarns of Chaos. Until next time, keep reading and weaving your threads.